I'm Dahlia.
I'm Nissim.
And welcome to The Outsider, where we don't comment.
We don't observe.
But we report from an outside perspective. So let's start up in the middle of midterm seasons while everyone's freaking out. There's still a lot happening on YU campus and social stuff. So beyond YU, what's going on?
Yeah, so in world news, so we have a few general Jewish world updates. So for Purim this year, it's going to be on Friday. So it's a little bit lame, but you have to remember to do Paras Mappa.
I wouldn't say that's lame. I'm really excited to have like a Seudah going into Shabbos. I feel like it's really going to elevate it. And I know there's some
You mean
happening.
a bunch of drunk people at your Seudah?
No, hopefully. I'm hoping for good things. And there is some happening on campus, so look out for one.
Cool. So after that, in not so great news, Joe Rogan hosted a Holocaust denier on his show, and there was like a whole thing on Twitter. Better not to be on there, but there was a whole debate. In regards to Israel news, so Columbia just lost $400 million worth of funding, as well as one of their students were deported due to anti-Semitic and pro-Hamas rhetoric. Additionally, Trump gave a final ultimatum to Hamas, whatever that means, as U.S. began its first ceasefire talks with Hamas directly, and then Hamas proceeded to threaten to unfortunately kill their many hostages if Israel continues to attack.
Okay. So now jumping into YU news, let's go into what's been happening in the past week or so. There was the Wil Chabad Shabbaton, which I heard was a lot of fun. I personally was on the girls one last year, and it was such a blast, and that is coming up. So I recommend going for the girls when that comes up.
I heard there were a lot of people waving a lot of flags there.
Oh,
a lot of
okay.
Mashiach flags are being waved.
I think that was for shik. When I was there, I didn't see any Yechia Donenu flags, but who knows, each one's different. And funny thing that happened, there was a boxing event on Stern and a Krav Maga event on Wilf, both happening this past week at the same time, which I wonder if they planned that, if that was timed. There was also the Comedy Club open mic, which is the first one since Yitzi Warren, the comedian himself, left, but he actually came back and made a performance for everyone, so that was a lot of fun.
Some people, they just never disappear from YU, basically.
Literally, they're always, the ghosts are haunting here, in a good way. And there was also, this past Shabbat, there was Simcha Leiner. He was here for Shabbat, and he led the services for Kabbalat Shabbat for the Minyan at Gluck, and he also joined in on the Motzei Shabbat laser tag in the library.
Moving to upcoming events.
Yes,
so
what do we have?
On Monday, March 10th, we're going to have a Breast Cancer Awareness Now event where they will have pink donuts. Not sure what else, but to bring awareness. Next, we'll have the Gratitude Workshop hosted by Jonathan Kronbeck himself to learn about gratitude and write a gratitude list. Sounds fun. Afterwards, the same day, from 8 to 9:30 in the Sky Cafe, there'll be a rich history of Jews in the Persian-speaking world, likely provided by Dr. Perelas. It sounds like his type of event. I'm not sure about that, though. On Tuesday, OSL will be hosting a student council info session because, as you may or may not know, there's going to be elections coming up for student council. So if you're interested in running, please show up to that event.
I'm out of here.
Interesting.
I'm done.
Yeah. Afterwards, on Barron, the same day, on Tuesday, March 11th, there'll be Living Our Values, Raising the Bar and LGBTQ sensitivity training on Barron, which is very important given recent events.
Yeah, that's going to be on Barron in 215 Lexington, room 718, so be there. And there's also going to be food, light dinner, sushi, pizza, and it's from 6 to 7:30.
Yeah, and those of you in Wilf that may have missed out, last week's one was pretty good. The pre-law case study, there'll be a pre-law case study again on Tuesday. The pre-Pi Day party will also be on Tuesday, and there will be a crocheting event, where they crochet and knit kippas and scarves for IDF soldiers, which is really nice.
Okay, now let's move on to Wednesday. This is March 12th. There's going to be UPAC tabling in 245, and that's going to be tabling on behalf of the U.S.-Israel relationship. There's also Rav Matan Friedman's Shir. That is part of the Levium Club, which I've never heard of before. Is this a new club? Are we going back biblically and making the tribal clubs?
Yeah,
but that's from 12 to 1 and 1st to 11. Then there's also student council info sessions by OSL. And that's an online event. This is for the Barron campus. There's also the Yeshiva Student Union office hours, and that's going to be from 5:45 to 6:45, and there's going to be food. And there is a watch party, which sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's the Star Wars Club. They're going to be watching Revenge of the Sith. This is Star Wars Episode 3. And it's from 7:30 to 9:50, and it's actually going to be in Golan Heights, which is the first I've heard of a Golan Heights event.
Having an event, yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
I had an idea to host one there for my friends once, but I never did it, so they beat me to it. But there's going to be Golan.
But why the third episode?
Maybe that's what they're up to. I'm not sure. Maybe it's exciting. I'm not sure. I'm not the biggest watcher, but Golan Poppers are going to be there. So it sounds like a lot of fun. Also on Wednesday, March 12th, there's going to be a pre-perm tish with Rabbi Moshe Tzvi Weinberg and Rabbi Yeshua Rubinstein in Glock 417, and that's going to be at 10:15 p.m. As well as Thursday, March 13th on Purim, there is going to be a Purim Chagiga, and that is at the Max Stern Athletic Center, and this is for the Wilf campus. And then Thursday, March 13th, there's going to be the Baron Purim Chagiga, which is always a hit every year. There's going to be a lot happening. First, there's going to be Megillah reading in the Basin 245 at 7:42 p.m. But following that, it's going to be the party from 8:15 to 10 in Koch, and there's going to be so many things. There's going to be pizza ovens and pasta and salads, and then swag airbrushing, which is going to be so cool. A photo booth, a DJ, all of it. You should definitely be there. On Sunday, March 16th, we're having the ping pong tournament hosted by the Ping Pong Club at 10 p.m. and the location is to be determined still.
So what's going on with sports now?
So sports, there's been a lot happening. The basketball men's team had a lot of great things for them recently. They won the Skyline Championship against Farmingdale last week. It was a really crazy game last minute. There were 3 points to them by the player Zevi Samet, and they also got into the NCAA tournament but lost the game there. Moving on to volleyball, they've been doing okay. There were some losses over the weekend as well. For baseball, their few games were lost, but yesterday they actually played John Jay and lost a very close game, which is unusual for them. They lost 5-6. No, they were winning at some point, so hopefully this is a show of them winning some future games in the season to come. And the women's softball, their most recent game was also lost as well.
In other news, for those of you who have not applied yet, there is still time to apply for the Dream Dinner.
I have not applied yet, and I really
I think
should.
the due date is the 25th.
Okay. Tell us a bit about the Dream Dinner for those that don't know, maybe some new people on campus.
The Dream Dinner is an event where they have a bunch of different professionals come together. It's a really nice dinner.
Yeah.
Everyone comes together. I think everyone dresses up even. And they have a bunch of professionals, particularly in your field, where you discuss things about what you want to go into eventually. And it's hosted by the Shevek Labach Center, which is really special.
So dinner with like people in the field. You're sitting with them. You're talking about the jobs and getting kind of like insight on the experience, which is really, really cool. And if you haven't gotten anything out of looking for jobs or internships, I would say sign up for this.
Definitely.
Okay, so now we have a new segment coming in, and that is a Would You Rather. Okay.
So let's start off. So let's ask you, Dahlia. Would you rather have a professor who never takes attendance or one who curves every exam?
Okay. I would rather have a professor that curves every exam because I want to be accountable to go to class, because if not, I'm not doing anything all day.
That's fair.
And if he never takes attendance, he or she, then I'm not going to go. And even if they curve the exam, I don't think I'm doing well enough to get a good grade. So as much as it's always nice to have a professor that takes no attendance, I'd rather get guaranteed better grades.
That's fair. I think I'm with you on that.
Okay, what about, would you rather have no homework but a hard test, or daily homework but an easy exam in a class?
I would rather have daily homework.
Yeah?
To be honest, I'm much better at just like, I'll do homework once a week.
so
I have
the
a class like
opposite.
that. I'd rather just have like the daily homework,
I'm so the
but not
opposite.
have to deal with that really hard test. I would just get really stressed out.
Okay, what do you got for me?
Yeah, so would you rather, this is a more niche, would you rather have no more Discover NYC and Broadway Club events, or only Discover NYC and Broadway Club events?
I haven't gone to any of them. And that's really bad
Those
because
are the two most popular clubs.
If I were attending club events, I would be going to them, but I just never have the time, and I never get into the sign up for the Broadway show.
That's fair. So that's the difficulty. It's very difficult to get in.
I don't remember the last time, maybe the first year I was in Stern that I went to a club event, but I think I would rather only have those clubs because I think they're really, really quality clubs, and I'd rather have them than not have them.
No shame in anyone else's club, including my own.
No, no shade. I just think they're super, super important, especially for New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you have for me?
Let's see. Ooh, okay. Would you rather improve the CAF or the dorms? And this is a question, I guess when I saw this, I thought for me I had an answer, but your CAF and dorms are way different than our CAF and dorms.
Yeah, so I think for me, I actually have a hot take where I think the CAF is actually not bad. I
No,
know,
your CAF
that's
is not that
scandalous.
bad.
I think the food's kind of good.
The Wilf campus is known to have a better CAF than the...
Yeah, so like dorms are okay. I would just have like a rather bigger room. So yeah, I would definitely say improving the dorms if there was a way to do that.
I would say the same actually on my end, because even though our CAF is worse, it's not as bad as some of the dorms I've heard to be. Thank God I was in Brookdale for my whole time on Stern. All right.
So that wraps it up.
Yeah, thank you for watching. What episode is this? What number episode is this?
12?
12? Whoa! Thank you for watching episode 12 of The Outsider, and we'll get back to you next time.
Yeah.